5 Ukrainian regions occupied by Russia are at the center of diplomatic efforts to settle the 3.5-year war. According to reports citing sources, Russia has demanded the whole of the eastern regions of Donetsk and Luhansk in exchange for a freeze on the southern front line in Kherson and Zaporizia. The source, who was briefed on a phone call between Trump and European leaders after the Alaska summit with Putin, told AFP that the US leader was inclined to support this proposal. But Ukraine has refused to give up these regions, which it considers temporarily occupied. Here is what you need to know about the 5 Ukrainian territories in contention. Conquering the 2 regions bordering Russia from the Donbas, an industrial and mining region comprising Donask and Luhansk, is a priority for Putin. According to an analysis of data provided by the American Institute for the Study of War and the Critical Threats Project, Russian troops hold more than 99% of the Luhansk region and 79% of the Donetsk region, as well as their regional capitals. According to local officials, some 242,700 people still live in the Ukrainian-controlled parts of the Donetsk region, including in several cities. The Russian advance is threatening Ukrainian military logistics centers and strongholds in the area, which has been heavily fortified since 2014, when a Moscow-sponsored separatist revolt triggered a conflict. The full-scale invasion of February 2022 made things worse, devastating large swaths of land and forcing many to flee. Donetsk and Luhansk are traditionally majority Russian-speaking areas, which were used as a pretext by the Kremlin to justify the invasion. In September 2022, Russia said it had annexed the 2 coal mining regions along with Kherson and Zaporizia in the south. The Donetsk region has seen some of the war's bloodiest battles, such as in Bakhmut, Mariupol, and Avdiivka. The Kherson region, known for agriculture, was almost entirely occupied by the Russian army in the beginning of the invasion, but Ukraine later recaptured it in a November 2022 counter-offensive. As per reports, the front line has since then been relatively stable, with the Russian army controlling about 71% of the Kherson region. There has also been little movement in the Zaporizia region, where Ukraine retains control of the main urban center as well. According to calculations, Russia holds 74% of the Zaporizia region, including the Zaporizia nuclear power plant, the largest in Europe, which Moscow captured in the first weeks of the war. Even though the power plant has been shut down, it is still considered unsafe as it remains close to the fighting. Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of targeting it. In addition to the territories Russia claimed to have annexed, its troops are conducting minor incursions in the northeastern border regions of Sumy and Kharkiv. But Moscow does not control any major settlements there and only occupies 5% of the Kharkiv region and 1% of the Sumy region. The Kremlin has said that it wants to establish a buffer zone there to prevent Ukrainian offensives into Russia, such as the Kursk incursion in the summer of 2024. Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 in a referendum denounced by the international community, and the Kremlin's grip over the peninsula remains particularly strong. Moscow seeks recognition of the annexation by Western countries and Kiev. 2 days after meeting Putin, Trump warned on the evening of 17th of August that retaining control of Crimea was out of the question for Ukraine. In 2018, Russia built a bridge linking the resort and wine-making region to the mainland, which is now a target for the Ukrainian army. Kiev is also striking Moscow's military and navy infrastructure on the heavily fortified peninsula. How life is for Ukrainian in the annexed territories remains difficult to assess. According to Ukrainian authorities, any dissent or criticism of the occupation is punished by the Moscow installed administration with detention, torture, or death. The Kremlin is accused of controlling education, the media, and all aspects of daily life, offering Russians incentives to move there and handing out Russian passports to Ukrainians.